You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for Black and White Sports. This just shows you how much all these social justice virtue signaling narratives that all these people have put out there is just BS. And at the end of the day, it's really kind of tied to a monetary grift. Social justice. I mean, let's be honest. Colin Kaepernick, he grew a brand because of his social justice BS. Okay, I want back in the NFL, they're a bunch of racists. The NFL Combine is a bunch of slave drivers. I mean, that's what he akin it to. And then he talked about the fact that nobody wanted to let him back in the league, and was like, "Wait a minute, I thought you said the NFL was racist and you didn't want to have anything to do with them." Well, let's have some workouts. Well, wait a minute. Oh, let me work out for the Raiders. You get my point, okay? A lot of players called him out. They can see through that. Antonio Brown, Sean Merriman, people like that are like, you know, the NFL gave him $20 million. Netflix did a documentary. Paid him for it, by the way. Nike paid him. Think about that. So it just goes to tell you, like, when Rihanna makes statements like, "I would never perform in the Super Bowl," who's to gain from that? Well, flash forward 3 years later, and it seems your tune has changed. You literally called playing in the Super Bowl, performing at the Super Bowl, you said it was selling out, and now you're the headliner of the Super Bowl, and you seem to be pretty proud of that. So what exactly happened in the league since then that caused you to change your mind, or was it money? Money. Outkick. Rihanna once said performing at the Super Bowl is, quote, selling out due to Colin Kaepernick. Now she's the headliner. The NFL announced this week Rihanna will headline the Super Bowl halftime show. She confirmed the news gleefully on Instagram with a photo of herself holding a football. This makes Rihanna a sellout. That is at least according to Rihanna in 2019. 3 years ago, Rihanna confirmed in a Vogue profile that she turned down an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. Quote, I did. Rihanna added she would never participate in an NFL event, and it's enabling its racism. This is what she said. I couldn't dare perform for the NFL. For what? Who gains from that? Not my people. I just couldn't be a sellout. I couldn't be an enabler. There are things within that organization that I do not agree with at all, and I was not about to go and be service to them in any way. Strong words from someone about to perform for the NFL and provide a service. So what's changed? Why is Rihanna to use her words selling out and enabling racism? Hopefully one of the many journalists and television anchors who interview Rihanna ahead of the Super Bowl will ask her to explain her change of heart. Does she no longer support Kaepernick? Does she realize he's a fraud? Or does she only support him at the time as a means to increase her status with the social justice crowd? While we assume it's the latter possibility, we hope Rihanna has come to learn the following truths about Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick doesn't want to play football. He wants to be an activist. He used phony victimhood as a marketing tool to make Netflix documentaries that liken playing the football in the NFL to slavery. He also can't play football at even an average level. We last saw him. He lost his starting job to a bum called Blaine Gabbert. Ultimately, the NFL calculated that Colin Kaepernick's mediocre skills do not offset the polarization that comes with signing a player who chastised the fans who celebrate July 4th. Black people have been dehumanized, brutalized, criminalized, and terrorized by America for centuries and are expected to join a commemoration of independence while you enslaved our ancestors We reject your celebration of white supremacy and look forward to liberation for all. That was July 4th, 2020. That is why Kaepernick doesn't have a job, and that's why musicians who went to bat for him, from Eminem to Rihanna to boy band members, look like uninformed, useful idiots. By the way, if Rihanna is going to sell out, could she at least perform Umbrella during halftime? So, yeah, it's all been a social justice grift. It's been a grift from Kaepernick this whole time. This whole time. I'm trying to get back into the NFL. NFL teams scramble around. Oh, we've arranged a workout. Every NFL scout's going to be there. They're all standing around going, where's Colin Kaepernick right now? We don't know. Well, he's moved the workout. He didn't bother to tell anybody, but after the fact, he wanted to be able to come back and call the NFL racist because nobody showed up to a workout that he, in fact, moved. Also, let us not forget that in all of this, when Colin Kaepernick was a 49er, Colin Kaepernick, a trade was worked out for him to go from the 49ers to the Broncos. He was going to sign a $10 million deal. He decided that wasn't good enough for him, even though he had been benched during the season over production and over performance and over play. He had a team. He would have been playing. He would have been starting for the Broncos. He was getting traded. He axed that, and then after the fact, claimed nobody in the NFL wanted him. Let us not forget. The Baltimore Ravens were about to sign him as a backup quarterback. This is like a couple of years ago. Okay, a couple of years ago. Signed him as a backup quarterback, and his girlfriend come out, made comments that likened Ray Lewis and his relationship with the Ravens owner, Steve Bisciotti, as to that of a white plantation owner and an Uncle Tom. She tweeted that out right before he's going to be signed by the Ravens. Well, of course the Ravens didn't go through with that. Why would they? She tweeted out, I think, the picture of Samuel L. Jackson from Django with Leonardo DiCaprio's character. It was something like that. But imagine that. Pretty much the most beloved player in the history of the Ravens organization, she Uncle Tom'd to a slave plantation owner. Nobody kept Colin Kaepernick out of the NFL other than Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick has been well paid for being a political activist. We've all seen it. Maybe Rihanna realizes that, but I've got to be honest with you. I think she's like a lot of these folks. I think they just go out there and they virtue signal because they believe it will boost their woke credentials. And that's all they care about. Let me get the woke points. It's a race for the most woke. Let me jump in the race and try to get ahead of everybody. Oh, yeah, the NFL's racist. I fully support Colin Kaepernick. I would never play in the NFL except 3 years later when they write me a big fat check and I say, okay. There you go. Make sure you hit subscribe. Also, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.